Hi, my name is Jenna LaMere, and right now I am reading That's a Great Question I'd Love to Tell You by Elyse Myers. And this is me reading aloud because it is how I can experience a book best. And you're getting me in real time, giving my own commentary and reactions and infusing my own life with it. So I want to make sure everyone that is seeing this, in case this is the first one you're seeing, right now I'm going to go into about like part 7, which will be entitled, Have You Ever Wondered What It's Like to Date a Poet? And so what I recommend, though, is please make sure that you buy the book. And if you want to hear her as the actual author speaking the book in its entirety, by all means get the audio version of it or whatever. This is not a replacement of getting the book. So, and if you don't want to have interrupted dialogue by me, then you'll probably hate this. Again, I'm just kind of doing this for myself, and in case there's anybody else that likes to buddy read or is really into this, fangirl or boying or whatever, and just wants to kick it with someone else who's read it, then maybe you'll come across this. And I'd love to hear in the comments all about it, because I doubt more than 2 people will follow me on this. But you never know. I did some nonviolent communication book and read some of that, and I had way more people that found it and gave me good feedback on it, where I was like, oh, okay, maybe I'll do this more. So here we go. I have not read this yet. The first time I even read the next chapter was when I just did it to you now. So once again, have you ever wondered what it's like to date a poet? The date is going far better than either of them expected. He pulls her chair out for her before she sits down. She compliments his tie. They order food and they order food that they can eat without slurping or spilling. I hate slurping. Oh, I hate slurping. Things they won't have to pick up with their hands and that won't make their breath smell like anything other than breath. I'll skip the garlic, she says through a mild laugh while ordering. Unless you're having garlic too, of course, she adds quickly. I like garlic, he replies. I have so many issues. I'm literally right now having issues with garlic. It's really funny. Oh, which reminds me, I've had so many synchronicities from reading this book, like down to people's names. The first day that I started to read it, I had put these earrings on. They're little magic 8 balls. And I thought, they're kind of heavy, clunky. I don't know if people will even be able to see them. And I was like, is that even appropriate? I don't know. But then the first chapter was all about Lucy, her magic 8 ball. And it was like, how crazy would that have been if I had worn them? But anyway, I just wanted to wear them today to prove to you guys that I had them. Not that you were worried about that, but anyway. Okay, back to... Neither of them speaks about garlic for the rest of the evening. They order their garlic-less meals and tear off pieces of bread from the complimentary loaf sitting in the middle of the table. Their waitress made special mention of the bread's endless refills while setting it down, as if to distinguish this restaurant from any other that provides bread for the table. I wonder if it's Olive Garden. He looks down at his water glass, which is sweating into the tablecloth. If we ate all this bread, do you think that they would give us more? I would eat more. I love bread so much. She feels proud to have the answer to his question. I believe so, yes. The waitress did say that the bread was endless. He holds the wire bread basket in his hands. How many times do you think that they would give us more bread if we asked for it? He's speaking directly to the bread. As many times as we ask, I would assume. But how much bread do you think that they would give us? Surely they would stop refilling our empty bread basket at a certain point. There's only so much bread in this restaurant. Eventually this restaurant will run out of bread. There's no way, I don't know why this is making me laugh so hard. There's no way they would allow us to eat all the bread they have just because we ask for it. That would be insane. Don't you agree? That would be insane. He looks at her, waiting for a response, as if he didn't just spend the last minute and a half questioning the hypothetical boundaries of endless bread. That would be insane, yes. I mean, imagine if we ate every single piece of bread in this restaurant and then 2 people walking in right after we left. They'd probably be on a date just like us. What if they wanted a basket of bread? What would the restaurant say? No, I'm sorry. The couple that sat here before you ate all of it. There's no way they're baking bread back there. We'll be lucky if they even microwave our dinner all the way. Fresh bread? Are you kidding me? Do you know how insane that would be? The idea of endless anything, especially bread, is absolutely absurd. Endless anything doesn't exist. Nothing is endless. All in caps. The date is no longer going as well as it once was. It's also not going as badly as it will. Oh no, what does that mean? The waitress delivers their carefully selected meals to the table. Garlic less and most definitely not endless. It would be in everyone's best interest if no one mentioned endless anything for the rest of the night. Would you like more bread to eat with your dinner? The waitress, dressed all in black, gestures toward the empty basket. Neither of them answers. I would be happy if I never saw a basket of bread for the rest of my life, she thinks. Her food looks better. I knew she should have ordered something else. He thinks at the same time. Arms dressed in black remove the endless bread from the table and they eat their meals in silence. The date is officially going as bad as it could. She's happy she drove herself here. He's thinking about the traffic waiting for him on the freeway. He asks for the check. She insists on splitting the bill. He refuses. She relents. She drives home, wondering how the night went so wrong so quickly. She climbs into bed. The 2 glasses of red wine she drank when she walked into her apartment are causing the ceiling to move without her permission. She falls asleep wondering if she's too picky, if she'd been expecting too much from a blind date. It was just a heated debate about endless bread after all. Is that really so bad? She would give anything to care about something as much as he cared about the basket of bread. Sleep finds her quickly. 7 hours and 2 years pass. Morning light is pouring through the blackout curtains her co-worker swore would change her life. Nothing has changed about her life except that she has new curtains now. They were 3 times the price and work about half as well as the curtains she had before. Really, I think that the blackout curtains actually help. Of course, she wouldn't share that with her coworker, not even if she asks. She wakes up to find an email among other emails. This one's different. This one looks worth reading, while the others are coupons and discount codes for other things that might change her life. This email is from a friend that she used to know. Sometime long ago in her past life, she refers to anything that happened before her move to Seattle as her past life. She thinks it's subtle enough to serve as an inside joke she can keep between herself and no one else. Everyone knows what she means, and she smiles secretly every time she says it. The email is open now, and she shares it. She stares at its contents. She is confused. And then there's this cute little picture, like it's looking at the email on a computer. It says, Lisa, you might want to read this, the whole thing, with a hyperlink. Best, Gertie, Director of Human Resources, parentheses, plus a cat mom. When she clicks on the link, it takes her to a collection of poems published by a man whose name sounds like someone she went on a date with in her past life. Though, the more she reads, the more it sounds nothing at all like the date she was on 2 years and some change ago. The poems are about a woman who loved garlic, whose breath was on fire. I don't know if this is the poem right now. It's in a different italic or a different font. I'll just say it as if it's a poem in case it is. The poems are about a woman who loved garlic, whose breath was on fire, who couldn't stop talking about bread, whose compliments were lacking, whose thoughts weren't tracking, who forced him to pay and then fled. Pages and pages and pages of poems. So many poems. All of them were written about a woman resembling her in every single way except the truth. How could you do this, she asks him, a stranger from her past life who cares too much about endless bread in an email. How could I do what? He replies in a phone call. The poems. You wrote those poems about me, and you wrote me exactly as I wasn't. None of those poems are about you. I barely even know you. Could you imagine barely knowing someone and writing a poem about them? I've written so many poems about people that I've never met. Is that weird? I've written one about just like a guy walking on a side. I guess I write a lot of weird poems. Okay. But that's exactly what you did. The only way those poems could be more about me is if you titled every single one of them Lisa, the one from back then. Lisa, is it? Great to meet you, Lisa. We've already met. You just called me. What are you talking about? What I was saying was that would be absurd, Lisa. I've never written a single poem about you. I've never written a poem at all. I simply capture universal human experiences by painting the written word onto empty pages and allow others to interpret them as they please. If you would like to interpret the words I write as a poem about you, then go right ahead. But I can assure you that any resemblance between you and my words is all a mere coincidence, Lisa. If you were honest with yourself, you might see that your inflated ego is causing you to read yourself into my art. And the second that my body started going like this, it's because the font got smaller. And now this font's getting bigger, but I'm not the one who wouldn't shut up about the bread. Why are you shouting? And who said anything about the bread? You did in your poem and for like half of our date. Lisa, wherever you think we went together, that was not a date. Besides, I don't even like bread. Have you ever considered that bread isn't always bread? That dinner isn't always a date? Maybe bread represents a person that isn't you. Honestly, Lisa, maybe the poem here is that you don't understand art. Have you ever stopped and considered that you don't understand art? Maybe he's right. Maybe she doesn't understand art. The more she thinks about it, the more she's convinced she doesn't understand much of anything at all. She reads the poems over and over just to ensure that she understands exactly as little as she does. She remains just angry enough, and definitely more angry than she's comfortable admitting, especially when she's reading poems that aren't even about her. He said they weren't, so they must not be. It's a shame that she doesn't understand art. She loves it so much. And then there's a little illustration that says, I'd imagine it would look something like this. I've never dated a poet, though, so I wouldn't know. Very good. Love it, love it, love it. Stay tuned for more.